Hi, and welcome to the Frog Pond School of Design, where we talk about things architectural. Today, I want to talk about water towers. Now, I live in the Midwest, but I assume this is pretty common wherever you go. You're driving through the countryside, and up ahead you see this thing sticking up in the air. And number one, it's a water tower, and number two, that means there's a town up there, even a few miles before you get to it. So, what's the function of this tower? Is it just water storage? Well, it is water storage, but the real purpose is by elevating the water, you create pressure so that you have not only pressure, but in this case now a consistent pressure for delivery to the individual customers around the town. By having the water up at a given height, that pressure is pretty constant. But the other real value of the tower is that 24 hours a day, even when demand for water is down, the pumps can be running to refill the tank so that they don't have to size bigger pumps to satisfy the peak demand. They can have much smaller pumps, run them around the clock, and maintain a water level up there that will be adequate for the entire populace. Now, the question, though, I want to look at a couple of these. Obviously, you're all familiar with the basic water tower as it stands up in the middle of the town. I've seen these things decorated as teapots, watermelons, an ear of corn. Most of them are a billboard in some fashion, in that they at least have the name of the town on it, and many times other things as well. More recently, you're starting to see these gadgets up on the top of the tower, which means the cell people, the internet distribution folks got there and said, hey, this is the highest spot around. Can we put antenna up on top of the water tower? So a lot of them are being outfitted with that. So, besides being a centerpiece of the town, they're serving a lot of different purposes. A curiosity, this, what I call the Purina dog chow plaid or what, a checkerboard version, that actually originated because at one time it was required if you were near an airport, so that the pilots could see that checkerboard pattern and recognize it as something they needed to be aware of. So there aren't as many of those anymore. Now the question, though, remains, what happens in larger cities where there are tall buildings, taller than you would want to build or be able to build a water tower? Well, as you might guess, those buildings all have a water tank up on the roof that serves the same purpose. So the water is delivered by the municipality or whoever to the building at ground level, and it's up to the building to be equipped with the pumps to take the water up to the tank. And curiously, in the past anyway, these were pretty much all made out of wood. Here's a picture of one, and you can see clearly the wood construction there. I think this was for a number of reasons. They probably thought it would be less likely to attract lightning, but it also, on a very practical level, if you're going up in the stairs or the elevators or whatever in the building, you can actually take the materials to build this up in small portions to construct the thing up on the roof. Now, today, I believe technology has kind of taken over, and it's more common for these to be fiberglass and be delivered to the roof by a helicopter or something, so that they don't have to do that. But traditionally, if you go into a city that's been around a while with older buildings, you don't see them from the ground, but they pretty much all have these water tanks up on the roof. So that's kind of a vestige of the past that's still around. It's just changing as time moves on. That's about it on water tanks. I appreciate you joining us today on the Frog Pond School of Design. I look forward to seeing you hanging around the pond again real soon.